Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Wednesday, 21st day of October. Here we go. A couple of more halachas from this fantastic book called The Shabbos Home from Rabbi Simcha Bunim Cohen. I love this book. And I'm going to take you to his topic on makeh b'patish, which means like putting the final touch on something. On Shabbos, you're not allowed to finish off a product, a jacket or whatever, and put the final touch on it. So that leads to some very pertinent day-to-day questions that let's get right to them. I'll show you one. Let's say you're about to put on your suit jacket Shabbos morning, and you notice that the price tag is still stuck on it. Let's say it's with a pin, so it's not really permanently on there. You're not going to have to tear stuff, but there is a price tag on there, and you're like, I can't go to shul with the price tag still stuck on my suit, so I need to take it off. But if I take it off, is that like makeh b'patish? Have I finalized the jacket? So Rav Simcha Bunim Cohen says that no, it would not be considered makeh b'patish. It's not finalizing the jacket. The jacket's finished. It's done. There's just a tag hanging on it, and you would rather have that tag off. So if you remove it, it's not called makeh b'patish. So you'd be allowed, depending on how it was, pinned on there, but in a lot of certain circumstances where you're not violating any bad tearing or whatever, you would be allowed to remove that price tag from the jacket. Same thing if, let's say, you're about to put on your brand new shirt Shabbos morning and you see a couple of pins that are still stuck in the shirt from the packaging. You're not going to be able to wear the shirt with those pins still stuck in it. So is that called makeh b'patish? Is that finalizing the shirt because you can't wear it till you get those pins out? And to that too, he says, no, it's no problem. The shirt's finished. There just is a pin stuck in it which you're taking out. There's no actual malacha in taking a pin out of a shirt, and therefore you could take that pin out of the shirt on Shabbos morning, Friday night, whatever it is, and it won't be considered a problem of finishing the shirt. Same thing if you have some thorns stuck in your jacket and you just want to remove it. It's a complete jacket. It's fine. It's done. It's a finished product and nothing bad is happening. You just want some thorns out. So he says that that's allowed. Now, if there was some chalk marks on your jacket from some tailoring or something, and you want to rub out those chalk marks on Shabbos, he says that you're not allowed to do, and that's because that chalk mark is a defect in the jacket, and you're fixing it by rubbing it out, so you're not going to be allowed to do that on Shabbos. Here's a fun one if you're a black hat wearer. You had your hat sitting on a chair and someone sat down on your hat. Your beautiful Shabbos hat is crushed. You cannot wear it in crushed form. You look like a clown. And now you want to just punch it out and fix it into its shape on Shabbos. Is that considered makeh b'patish, like finalizing the hat? And he says, no, you're allowed to do that, and it's no problem, because a hat is really in its final state. They're pressed and pushed into a kind of shape such that when they're crushed or sat on, you just need to give it a light punch back and it's back into its shape. And that's not considered finalizing the hat. It was already finalized. It just got smushed, and you're unsmushing it, and you're allowed to do that on Shabbos. But you can't brush it. That has other problems in it. The cleaning of the brushing that you're doing is not allowed to be done. Certainly if you found something letting out some steam and you wanted to just let some steam go on your hat, you're not allowed to do that either on Shabbos. Lastly, if you have one of those shoe things that you shove into your shoe just to help it stay in its proper shape, you're allowed to use that on Shabbos. But if your shoe lost its shape, and that's worse than when a hat loses its shape, and you want to have the shoe regain its shape by sticking it on that tree thing on Shabbos, that you're not allowed to do with a shoe that has lost its shape, because that's worse than the hat. That's a shoe that has really kind of sort of permanently lost its shape till you reshape it, and that's worse than what we were just talking about with the hat. So that you can't do on Shabbos. But if your shoe's in shape and you just want to have it stay on that tree thing so that it keeps its shape well, that is allowed on Shabbos. Thanks for logging on, and log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.